Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna teach you how you can configure a printer sharing at home. So basically I have a sketch here to give you a brief understanding of what we are going to do, or what I'm going to do. So here, this part is the home network. So this is what most of you guys have at home. You have a router, an internet router or a switch that connects to the internet or the service provider box, and there is a cable that connects to either your laptop or your desktop, or you have a Wi-Fi that you connect to. So in this sketch I have a cable that connects to my internet router right here. So I have an HP printer. This printer is not a network printer. The printer is connected to my desktop via a USB cable. So this is how a USB cable looks like. So this is how it looks like. So this part connects to the printer. This part. So this part connects to the printer, and this part connects to the computer. Okay. So the limitation here is, if you have a printer connected to a PC like this, and you have a laptop, you want to print any document, the two options are to copy what you want to print on a flash drive and send over the flash drive to this PC that has a connection to the printer and print. So chances are that you might easily carry a virus or a malware over if your laptop is infected. The second option is you need to create a shared folder and copy your document into the shared folder, but you still need to physically work or remotely. You still need to be on this PC, the desktop, before you can print. So in this lesson I'm gonna teach you how you can make this printer available on the network, so you can print directly from your laptop to the printer. So if you have an open document, you have Word, PowerPoint, anything you want to print, you just issue the print command. It goes straight directly onto the printer. Be mindful that this printer is not a network printer. Okay, so before we start, we need to check the computer name we have. Okay, so let me open, right click on my computer, go to properties. So here under properties, so this desktop is running Windows 8.1 Pro. The computer name is HENKUL desk. Okay, that is what I have in the document that is open. So let's take note of that. We are going to use that to connect from the laptop to desktop. The other thing I want us to check is our printer, just to make sure we don't have a printer already connected. So let me start typing printer, devices and printers. Alright, so these are the default devices that I installed. So my printer, the printer I'm going to use is an HP DeskJet 3637. That is not so that is a printer right there, HP DeskJet 3637. So the printer has just a power cable to connect to this side and a USB cable connecting to this side. That's it. It doesn't have a network connection. So let's get started, and let's start the configuration on my desktop here. Alright, so move over to the PC that has the printer connection. In my case, I'm using a desktop. Okay, and there are a few things you need to understand. That if anybody can print from a laptop or any device on your home network, this PC connecting the printer has to be on. It has to be running. If you turn this machine off, or if you disconnect this cable, nobody can print. So these two connections has to be active. The connection to the printer, the USB, has to be okay. Printer has to be on with power, and the connection to your network, home network, either with a cable or with a Wi-Fi, also has to be okay. So let's take note of that. So let's move to that, and let's start it with the configuration. So I'll click on the start button and I'll start typing print. So here, devices and printers. Alright, so I have this opened already. So in your case, if you already have the printer connected and you've been using it, you see it here. Okay, and another thing is, if you are now connecting to, most printers are now plug and play, so immediately you connect the USB cable, chances are that your system will automatically install the device for you. Okay, so that is also an easy way. Now the third option is, if you don't have it already and if it doesn't install automatically for you, you have to do it manually. So I'm going to teach you how to do it manually. Okay, so now the printer is connected via USB, the printer is powered on. The next step is to come here, devices and printers. So I'm gonna click on add a printer. So this box open. You don't need to wait for this one. This one is searching for, you see, printer name and address. If the printer is a network printer, you're gonna see the printer name and the IP address. So I'm not gonna wait for it. I'll just click on stop and select this option. The printer that I want isn't listed, so I'll select that, and here are a few options here. So I'm gonna add a local printer or a network printer with manual settings. So select that and click on next. So here, use an existing port or create a new port. So my printer is using a USB port on my system. So let me look through. If you don't see a USB port here, you might as well select create a new port and you will see an option here. But so here, USB port is right there. So select that and click on next. So here we have a manufacturer, and printers. So my printer is an HP printer. So under manufacturer here, I'll select HP. So here, select what you have. If you have a Canon printer, select that. If you have a Dell printer, select that. Okay, and the type of printer. So mine is a 3637 printer. So when you look through the drivers here, is a DexJet. So scroll down to the D portion, DexJet 3637 series. The series means that this particular driver supports a whole range of printers. So you can get 3631, 3632, 3633, 3640, 3650. So if you have it, if you see any printer driver with a series, that means it has a whole range of printers that support or that can use that particular one. So mine is a 3637, so I'll select this and click on next. Alright, so I already had it installed. The drivers were already installed, so it's gonna ask you, use a driver that is currently installed or replace the driver. Now you have to you can replace a driver if you think the drivers you have is giving you problems, so it's gonna make a replacement. So mine was okay, so I can maintain this and click on next. So printer name, here is a name you want. So in case you have 2 printers, you have 3 printers, you might want to give it a meaningful name. So let's make this DexJet 3637 3637, so I know the exact printer. In case I get a second one, I'll know which one it is. So HP DeskJet 3637, click on next. So here the next is configure printer sharing. So here, that is what we want to do. We want to share our printer, so you can just to this option, share this printer so others on your network can find and use it. Okay, now for those of you who already have it installed, so for the sake of those people, I'm gonna select do not share this printer, then so we can share the printer manually. Okay, so next you can decide to print a test page or just finish. So there I have it. So this green button means that it is set to my default. If you come down here, you see state is default. So this is a default printer. So anytime you want to print, you open Word, you go to print, you see automatically this particular printer is already selected for you. Okay, so the second part is to enable sharing. So now this printer should be fine on the desktop. Printing on the desktop should be fine. So at this stage, anybody who already has a printer connected to it should be fine. Now to configure sharing, open devices and printers. Okay, so the printer that you have that you want others to also be able to use remotely, right click on that and select printer properties. Okay, so under printer properties, there are a whole lot of options that you can configure this printer to behave. So here we want to work under sharing, so select sharing. Now there's an option here, network and sharing center. So at this center, you have to control, you have to make sure that the service, net printer service, is turned on. If it is off, you can share the printer but it won't work. Okay, so let's quickly go there and make sure that that service is on. So we'll click on network and sharing center. We'll open the network and sharing center here. So here, change advanced sharing settings, select that, and there are 3 profiles here. So my network is currently connected to guest or public. You see current profile. So under that, I have 10 on network discovery and 10 on file and printer sharing. Okay, so it is on. If yours is off, you can turn it on and save changes. Okay, so let's go back here, share this printer. So the share name, this is the name that you are going to look for on your laptop. Okay, so for me, for sharing, I wouldn't like to leave spaces, so let me close this space and put a dash. So let's take note of this, DeskJet dash 3637, render print job on client computers. So that's it. That is what we have to do on this PC. So apply and OK, and we are all set. So the next thing we have to do is do the configuration on the laptop. Okay, there are 2 information that we are going to use on the laptop. One is the computer name, which is this name. Okay, computer name of the desktop, and the other is the share name, not the printer name, the share name. Okay, when you come to printer properties, this is the printer name, that is the DeskJet space 3637. This is not what we are going to use. What we are going to use over there is the share name, DeskJet dash 3637. Okay, so let me log on to my laptop and start with the configuration over there. So this is my laptop. Let me verify I don't have any printer installed on this one. So I'm gonna click the Windows button, start typing print, So there's printers and scanners. Okay, so this is Windows 10. My desktop is Windows 8, so things might look a little bit different, but it is same name mostly on both of them. So here, these are default printers that are installed. So I need to go to add a printer or a scanner. Now before we move on, let's make sure that let me show you something. So add a printer or scanner. It is gonna search for printer on the network. I don't have the printer on the network. It's not a network printer. Don't forget that is a USB. So I need to select the printer that I want isn't listed. So select that, it opens for you. Okay, so my printer is a little older. Help me find it. Select a shared printer by name. So this is the option we want. Now if you need to put in, as you see here under the example, / computer name / printer name. So the computer name was HENKUL-DESK. all right, / now normally if you already have access to that to your computer, in my case is my desktop or whichever computer that the printer is connecting to. When you hit on / you should get an option of the shared printers on that particular one. So let's make sure we have access to it. So I'm gonna hit on your keyboard. On your keyboard, hold on to the Windows key, okay, and press R. You see a round dialog box open. So select, type in / and the computer name. In my case, it is HENKUL-DESK, desk. Hit enter. Okay, so you see I don't have access, so it is asking for the login credentials. I'm always forgetting. I think it is Henry. The password, sorry. So this username and password is not on my laptop. It is on the desktop, the other PC that the printer is connected to. So you have to know that we are trying to connect to that particular PC. So when you are coming in, it will ask you of that credential. Make sure that you own access to that PC. So and normally, if with some of them too, if you don't have a password on it, it might not work. So you need to set a password. It can be as simple as a single letter, depending on the policies you have on that PC. Okay, so let me try and see. Let me hit remember my credentials so it doesn't keep asking me, and click OK and see if it works. Okay, so it worked. All right, so now these are the shared folders on my desktop. Okay, and this is what we want: the printer DeskJet 3637. That is the shared printer. You can as well from here just double click here and it is going to install it for you. Okay, or you can still use this side. So let me try this again. So shared printer / HENKUL-DESK /. So you see now I have access because I did an authentication earlier on. So the line is open to my desktop. So when you type in /, it's gonna populate all the shared printers you have, but I have only one. So I'll select that and click on next. So it is trying to connect to it. It's going to download the drivers from the desktop onto my laptop, so I don't have to worry about device drivers. So that's it. You have successfully added DexJet 3637 on Hencool Dex. Okay, so this is going to be the name on the laptop. Okay, so next, set as default printer. Do you want to print it there? I don't need to print a test page, and click on finish. So voila, there you go. So everything is installed. So there I have it, DexJet 3637 on Hencool Desk. Okay, so the printer is online. We can test a print. Open Notepad. This is a test print from my laptop. Okay, so file, print. So you see it is a default one I have. I don't have any printer connected to my laptop, but I have this printer available, DexJet 3637 on Hencool Desk. That printer is also not a network printer, but because we shared it, we are able to print to it. So now printing, it is gone. Okay, could not be printed. Okay, so hold on 1 second. Let me check the printer cables. Okay, so everything was connected correctly. USB cable was connected. It had power. The printer was on, but I really don't know what happened. So I had to disconnect the cable and plug it back. So let's try it. Anyway, when I did, the other one got printed. So let me try and print it again and let's see. Okay, so print. Everything got printed. So let me know how you configure yours. You can put yours in the comment section below if you encounter any difficulty, or if it was okay for you. All right, thank you.